Steve was just referring to it. The $700 billion bailout deal has been reached, and a community group under scrutiny for voter fraud almost got a slice of it.
Yeah, who would have thunk that this would have been a part of this bill? Joining us now is James Terry, the chief public advocate of the Consumer Rights League. He testified about the group called ACORN to Congress. All right, James, so you know a thing about ACORN. How could they possibly have been part of this bailout bill as far as getting money from it?
Well, you know, it's outrageous that they attempted to put them into this bill, but the fact of the matter is even if they don't put them in this bill, this organization that has such a long history of corruption stands to reap windfalls of millions of dollars from a crisis that they helped create by virtue of a similar clause that's already been signed into law in the first bailout bill that was passed.
So what was their association with Freddie and Fannie?
Well, what the first bill requires is that 4.2 basis points of all Fannie and Freddie profits, Fannie and Freddie can't pay, then the Treasury has to kick down the cash. So either way, they're collecting the money.
Now, Congress has pointed that out. You said 39 members of Congress already sent a letter over to the Department of Justice. Look into this group. So not only shouldn't they be part of the bailout, they should be examined.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're a massive organization. They have, 150 subsidiaries, and, they're funneling, one of the organizations, ACORN Housing Corporation, takes 40% of its budget from the taxpayers, but that all gets funneled into these political operations, and, and then you're seeing investigations in almost a dozen states for voter registration fraud that's, probably in large part being funded by taxpayers' money. So absolutely, the taxpayers have a right to know where their money is going. And of course, I think there's, whether it's embezzlement or other levels of corruption, there's a lot that the DOJ needs to look at there.
All right, so ACORN's Florida director is saying, hey, Republicans are just scared because we're registering all of these new voters. What do you say about that?
Well, I mean, when they say we're registering all these new voters, they're certainly registering all these new Democrats, and so I think Republicans might have cause to be concerned there. But I think even a bigger problem, and this is something I think John Fund has been talking about, is the chaos is going to be caused by this, and whether it's intentional fraud of generating fraudulent votes, but even short of that, just dumping tens of thousands in some jurisdictions of fraudulent or invalid registrations onto these registrars creates chaos at the polling place. And when people are re-registered at new addresses without their address, they show up to the wrong polling location.
Right.
It's really the size and scope of this thing is going to really cause a lot of problems.
James Terry, it was a problem booking you, but you're certainly worth the effort. James Terry, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
He's kidding.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.